The independent counsel prosecutors needed to quickly and quietly review the tapes Linda Tripp had given them and request jurisdiction from the Department of Justice, all before the president's deposition.
We have information that the President of the United States is already involved in an endeavor to obstruct justice in a civil rights case. We don't want the President to know that we know all about that.
The prosecutors were about to be forced to move even faster.
I get a phone call from a source. You're not going to believe what's going on. Linda Tripp had gone to Ken Starr. Ken Starr's office had opened up a secret criminal investigation into obstruction.
Michael Isikoff of Newsweek came in, and it turned out he knew a great deal. In some ways, he seemed to know more than we did. He'd been in touch with Linda Tripp for a long time.
Suddenly, all this stuff seemed to be in a sort of this murky netherworld that might never become an actual news story was transformed instantly.
He was giving us a very short time, just a day or two before he was going to start making calls to people who were involved in the story.
If Ken Starr, who had been named to investigate Whitewater, had veered off in this direction, that was a bombshell.
Isikoff wanted corroboration and told them that at some point he would need to reach out to the White House and Bill Clinton for a response.
If this comes out before he goes in to testify at his deposition in the Paula Jones case, then he's warned and he's going to protect himself.
Faced with a new avenue of investigation and concerned that the story might go public, the prosecutors rushed to the Justice Department.
Under the Independent Counsel Act, we did not have jurisdiction to investigate Monica Lewinsky or the president for his affair.
We didn't want Eric Holder and Attorney General Reno to read about this in Newsweek before anything in detail from us.
We ran to inform the Attorney General of what information had come to us. We did not begin an investigation without clear authorization.
If the Justice Department didn't agree to expand our mandate, they would probably have come under heavy criticism for basically trying to sweep this matter under the rug.
A change in direction would also give critics of the independent counsel more ammunition to say the investigation had gotten out of control.
It turned out that the most consequential thing the independent counsel discovered was not about Whitewater, but was, of course, to stumble across the Lewinsky scandal.
We have a special prosecutor for Whitewater. Now we're looking at Vince Foster and then eventually Monica Lewinsky. I mean, at what point do you stop?
This is what special counsels do, because they have no limits on what they can look into, and that's why every president hates them.
We said to the Justice Department, what do you want us to do? Do you want to appoint another independent counsel?
They got their answer the next day, after the Justice Department ran it by a 3-judge panel.
The word came back, no, you need to do it.
On January 16th, Linda Tripp and Monica Lewinsky were set to meet again at the Pentagon City Mall. Prosecutors and FBI agents would be waiting there as well.
Linda kind of moves into the background, and Monica is approached by 2 FBI agents, Pat Fallon and Steve Irons, urging her to come up and talk to a couple of our prosecutors.
They brought Monica Lewinsky and Linda Tripp to 2 adjacent hotel rooms in the Ritz-Carlton.
Their hope was to flip her, get her cooperation, and then go up the chain towards the president.
We were seeking the truth, and we were using the appropriate tool of the possibility of immunity.
When she first came to the hotel room, Monica was very distraught, screaming at Linda Tripp for betraying her.
I think she was just taking in the enormity of the situation that she was in.
I think I or somebody else suggested we might want to get Linda Tripp out of the room.
Monica Lewinsky told the prosecutors that they should get in touch with the attorney who drafted her affidavit, Francis Carter.
We didn't know if he himself could have been involved in improper conduct, and so we suggested that maybe she might want to get another lawyer. That was a very dicey area for us, and it's been much criticized.
They denied a young 22-year-old her constitutional right to an attorney for 11 hours while they browbeat her into giving the lascivious details about an affair. I mean, and that was just the beginning of it.
The Justice Department did an inquiry into all this, but in each instance that we were accused throughout the years of wrongdoing, in not a single instance did those accusations hold up.
Our office suffered great criticism for the way we treated poor Monica. Listen, poor Monica knew exactly what she was doing. She didn't give us anything.
For the next several hours, they tried to convince Monica to cooperate.
I could hear her crying. I could hear her wailing from down the hall.
As the hours passed, it seemed as though the prosecutors would never be able to calm Monica down.
They offered her the opportunity to cooperate in exchange for immunity. Monica Lewinsky said she would not have any discussions with the office unless her mother was present.
She was allowed to call her mother.
Her mother either couldn't fly or didn't want to fly, so we had to wait for her to come down in the train. So we were in a hotel room with Monica Lewinsky for several hours while her mom was taking Amtrak.
We ended up spending 10 hours waiting for the mother.
And to say that that is an uncomfortable situation is the understatement of the century.
We say to Monica, go and do whatever you want. You know, go and take a walk.
When we got down to the lobby, I said to her, I'm leaving, you're on your own. But I watched her and she went over to the payphone.
Investigators later pulled the records for the payphone.
And in fact, she called the White House.
She called Betty Curry and tried to convey what was going on, but she couldn't say anything directly, and so she kept saying to Ms. Curry, Hoover, Hoover. And she was trying to obviously refer to J. Edgar Hoover, who'd been dead for many years, and Betty didn't figure it out.
Lewinsky's mother, Marcia Lewis, finally arrived at the Ritz-Carlton late that evening.
They went out into the hallway to talk together, alone.
Her mother wanted her to cooperate, and it was Monica's decision that she would not cooperate.
They stopped outside the door of the room. They had a heated conversation.
Monica's mother said, Monica, you're going to tell these people what they want to know, and we're going to end this thing right now. And Monica said to her mother, don't be so naive. I'm not going to be the person who brings down the President of the United States.
Monica's mother called her ex-husband, Monica's father, seeking immediate legal counsel. Moments later, the phone rang. It was attorney Bill Ginsburg.
Monica's father's malpractice lawyer, Ginsburg, said he was not going to negotiate on the phone. He had to be there. Mike Emick said to him, we're offering complete immunity to her. It is expiring tonight. Unless you make this deal right now, she won't have the opportunity for that.
Her lawyer, William Ginsburg, had virtually no criminal experience.
He didn't understand the importance of getting an arrangement made right away.
Monica Lewinsky decided that she was not going to cooperate. She was not going to take immunity.
Immunity is a very important weapon that prosecutors have, but the witness still has an option.
Bill Clinton's deposition in the Jones case was a few hours away, and the prosecutors had not been able to talk Monica into an immunity agreement. But they had managed to do one thing: keep the president in the dark.
So from